Hey, I thought I would explain exactly what's going on. I've been doing a lot of no mic stuff just because I haven't really had anything to say, really. The channel is pretty much in jeopardy right now. Obviously, the PS4 is working fine. I have had some random crashes and stuff like that, but I looked it up and it seems like the 3.5 firmware seems to just be causing random crashes and stuff like that. I often turn it back on or I wait a couple minutes until it cools off and then it's fine for like another day or two. So that part's working fine. It's just my funds are extremely limited right now. What I did this month, I took a big hit for the channel. I really didn't have that much extra money to spend at all to begin with. But I went ahead, I bought the motherboard already. It's sitting in the corner of my room, just sitting in the box. I'm not even going to take it out of risk of it getting dusty or broken or anything like that. And that's all ready to go. It is a USB 3.0 motherboard. It accepts the other processor that I have. It's just that I will have to pay about $150, if not more, to get the repairs done. And what it is I'm switching from AMD to Intel, which I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe there's like an alternate way, but I'm kind of my options are limited because I don't really know anybody here that I could trust enough to do it. And obviously, if a professional screws up, then they're obligated to fix it however they can. Give you a discount or waive the fees or get whatever parts they need to fix it. If you do it through a friend, then they don't really owe you anything. If they don't have money to fix it or solve the problem, then you're pretty much screwed. So what they said is that they will probably have to reinstall Windows and back everything up. I could go without backing everything up because I really don't have that much important stuff on there. Like I could pretty much just go buy a thumb drive and just like keep all my passwords on file and some other stuff like that. Some of the save files for Steam games that don't have Steam Cloud and stuff like that. I could, skip that, but I figure I might as well just do the whole thing because at that point, it will essentially be a new computer, and the only part that's going to be from the old computer at all is going to be the solid state drive that Windows is on and the RAM. And obviously, the RAM can be replaced, and I can probably get a better solid state drive and run some more loading intensive games on there in the future, probably in the summer. So what I'm gonna do right now is like I really don't have that much content to use really. Having a unreliable PC. I mean, it still turns on, but it's definitely not in the kind of condition where I would trust it for gaming and stuff. Especially anything with an autosave. Is I really don't have a backlog anymore. Like the only game that I have not finished that I actually bought for PS4 and wasn't just a Vita game that's cross by is Phantom Breaker, and I just haven't felt like playing that because the stage 6 or level 6 just sucks. it's it's unfortunate that with that game, they redid a lot of the mechanics and a lot of the level layouts and stuff, but they still made that level so boring. I would probably play that game endlessly if you could just skip that level or it had like a more streamlined route. It's basically just a maze with like no real landmarks whatsoever. Like, but aside from that, I really don't have a backlog anymore. I'm pretty much 100% done with Onechanbara. The only thing I'm going to be doing from this point is you guys can let me know in the comments if you would like me to do a full violent or berserk mode playthrough. Then I can go ahead and work on that throughout the next few weeks. I can also do requests on this game, Kamen Rider, but you'll have to remember that I'm limited by the built-in streaming. That's all I have reliable access to right now. And on this game, they block pretty much everything but survival mode. So I can't do free mode. I can't do story mode, which is like obviously like 90% of the game. This survival mode takes like maybe I don't know. You could probably go through. I remember going through the whole thing, aside from the last part, which is like a huge difficulty spike, in about an hour and a half. Maybe not even that much time. I got really stuck on this level here because this is like the hardest. This is the hardest thing to do in this game is complete this level. But I really don't have much else, so you guys can let me know what you guys would like to see from that. I know it's a pretty pitiful selection of games, but I don't have any money right now. I can't spend any more money on the channel for the foreseeable future. I've got a trip to pay for next month, and what's going to happen is I'm going to pay for a one-way ticket, and like I'll have more money. The month will refresh uh, after I get back, so I can buy the ticket for the way back, later on. I don't have to buy it round trip. Just gonna free up enough money for me to buy a badge for the convention or whatever else I need. Food, stuff like that. It is in a pretty convenient place. You can live off like Jack in the Box or McDonald's dollar menu for a weekend if you need to. That's a non-issue. It's just I don't know when I'm gonna have the funds to fix the computer, and that's what's really been stressing me out. I have so many things that I want to do in the summer and in the early fall, and not having the funds to fix the computer is basically putting all of that in jeopardy because you don't really know what they can block with the built-in streaming. And that's why I've had people say, um, you know, if you have a PS4, why do you need a capture card? And the short answer for that is basically you don't have to go through a middleman. Like the publishers and the developers can block any and all elements of the game at their own discretion. So it's like you can't really buy a game and depend on the PS4 built-in streaming. Obviously, if you get some impressions from somebody else who's relying on it too, and they tell you that it works, it's fine. But you can't just blindly purchase stuff. A good example is Gundam Breaker 3. I really wanted to get that this month. The motherboard, my computer hadn't crapped out. That was actually going to be one of my projects, but then the computer started giving me problems, and like I looked it up, and apparently you can't record anything in that game through the built-in streaming aside from the lobby, which is basically completely useless. Let me know what you guys want to see. If people do decide to help me out, if you want to help me out with these funds, what you can do is you can like give me a request from any of the games that I have on PS4, or if you're willing to wait, then you can give me a request for something else that I've covered in the past. You can look through my, I have a bunch of videos about my library and stuff. They're obviously pretty outdated by now, but you can look at those and see if there's something you want from there. And unfortunately, you'll have to wait until I get the computer fixed. It's not that it's completely broken. It's not as bad as it was before, but I just don't want to deal with bad sectors on the hard drive or corrupted saves or anything like that. That's what happened last time, and the hard drive ended up dying, and I just got that hard drive in there like barely 6 months ago, so I'm kind of trying to lower the potential extra fees that may come up. It could be the power supply. If the power supply is broken, then that's going to be like an extra $20-$30. If it's the hard drive, then that's going to be exponentially more expensive. Like for a hard drive that can store these videos, I'm doing this every single day, so that stuff adds up. So I'm just not using it at all right now. But let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. If you do want to help me out, I guess what I can do is I can link to my Twitch channel. And if you scroll down, it will have all my information there. If you want something done in return, what you can do is you can let me know on here or on Twitter. Can't really easily access my Twitch PMs right now. And you know how bad YouTube private messaging is. Get back to me on the comments or Twitter, and we'll work things out from there. So what the plan is for tomorrow is I will probably be playing PSO2, since I don't really have anything else to play right now. I'm kind of burnt out on this game, but I kind of came back to it just out of boredom. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.